Hey guys, it's David, back with another Splat report. Oh, never mind. Hold on. All right, back with another Splat report. This time I'm talking about Gator Lan. Happened this Saturday. This is yesterday from when I'm recording it. It was a fantastic event. Happens up in Gainesville on not FGCU, that's my alma mater. The University of Florida's campus. That's why it's called Gator Lan. That's their mascot. And it makes kind of sense. It's kind of like sort of like swampy area. Gators in Florida. You get it. It makes sense. Makes sense, right? But what I want to talk about is just how important events like this are to the community. You have so many different people here from all parts of the game, not just necessarily competitive like you will like in online tournaments, where it's mostly people that want to improve the game. There's a large social element in these lands that regular online events just don't have. And to me, I think the best part of it is getting to meet people in real life, talking to them, interacting with them, people that you might not normally meet with in sort of the online realm, maybe just in random chats or maybe in tournaments every now and then. You get to interact with and meet, like from the leftovers I got to meet Charge and Inu, who I played before, especially when I was on Ouroboros a few times. We're kind of like in that sort of same division, or they're friends with the people in it. So I got to actually meet them for the first time and talk with them. I've never done that before. Got to meet Marsh again. Rafa, co-pilot, was there. A lot of the other people that were in from the previous land before. That's another great thing about these lands, especially if they happen on a regular basis. I mean, the first time you're kind of overwhelmed. You're doing it. Have to meet all these new people. It's kind of nerve-wracking. But the second time and the third time, you get to know these people a lot better. It's a lot more friendlier. Well, it just perceived a lot more friendly. Everyone there is really friendly. That's the thing that I've noticed about the community in general. There's no one there that isn't nice, that you can't talk to and approach. Some people are definitely a little bit shy. I mean, that's just part of video games. And, the younger people tend to be a little harder for me to talk to, too, just because some of them don't interact or, speak as loudly as others. But it's all just part of it, part of the event, part of the fun. Everybody has their own little personalities, their different quirks. It's really cool to see everyone there, see familiar faces, and even though it's these locals and regionals, I think it's really one of the things that encourages people the most to play. Because you have, if you think about how many people in your real life that you interact with on a daily basis that would actually know like what Splatoon is and sort of value that experience, chances are for a lot of people, I know in my case not. I mean, my brothers know about it, but I don't really talk to them, about Splatoon competitive scene as much. I mean, they're not really into it. They don't follow it. But in a LAN event like this, everybody will know the players you're talking about. You don't have to explain everything. It's like, oh man, did you see that BNS or did you see that last major? And like, heck yeah, like that was amazing, like this, that, and that thing. You just talk about it. They know the experience. They were part of that experience. And having that shared experience really helps validate what you're doing. So, I mean, especially, I think, for top-level players, it's even more important. Or, people aspiring to be a top-level player. They may not necessarily win the tournament, but I think it's really great for encouraging people to do it, because when you're around a group of people that actually value your skill, it adds a whole bunch of social value to that. Because let's be honest, making a living or a career out of playing video games just doesn't have the same. People kind of look at you like, it's kind of weird. It's changing, I think, rapidly, and maybe in like 20 years, people won't think it's crazy at all, but at the moment, we still have to kind of live with that stigma. And I really, really enjoyed it. I encourage anybody that's in the Florida area, definitely check it out. There's going to be an event in spring. I will try and link the event, the VOD from it, down in the description. Competitive wise, it's not the most exciting, I'll be honest. There's a large gap in skills. Most of the matches are 3-0s. It's best of 5s. Most of them are 3-0s. I mean, Rafa's team made a Rafa, Marsh, Co-Pilot, and Dazzle were just absolutely dominant. I mean, those three, Dazzle wasn't on their team last year, but Squiddo was. Those three dominated the last Gator Lan. They're all, top-level competitive players. So it's kind of hard to find another team of that skill level. There is potentially people there. I know there's some really good Florida people that haven't shown up in the past. So hopefully maybe we can get a team that can take them on. I know originally in fall there was going to be, Hexen was thinking of showing up. They did have a team. It was Hexen, Soldier, Tic Tac, and Danny spelled backwards. But that ended up falling through, of course. Hexen had to win the U.S. Inkling Invitational. That was, again, part of it. That was kind of a disastrous event, though they handled it really well. Trying to fit that in with the LAN itself was a pretty impressive feat. This one didn't last as long, but it was still a lot of fun. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I got to commentate for the first time. It is a lot harder than you would think. Those guys like 9-Hole Grains and Walkman really make it look easy. I had a really hard time. I didn't want to do. It's weird because especially when you're like switching with a bunch of different people, because you have some people that want to do. I don't really want to do play-by-play, but sometimes it's nice to sort of fill in the. You don't want like a lot of dead air, and sometimes that's nice to do. And if you haven't interacted with somebody before, it's hard to tell, when they're done talking and when they aren't done talking, and trying to get in, your thoughts in there, along with other people's thoughts. It's a lot easier because it's just me, and I can do as many takes as I want. A lot of times I don't. But if I was going to, but you got to see me do it. I think Marsh got to do it for the first time. Besides Landfall, it was. I think he did a really good job. He's very warm, sort of very warm, talkative personality. I think he'd be good with that, especially when he was doing it with. I think that's his buddy Slacker. So we knew him really well. I think that combination was really good. I gotta try and say his name right. Vagrafel, I think did a really good job. He's a really more of a fast pace, quick talk, but I think he did really well with the play-by-play. And some of the other people that commentated with him, I liked Chris. The first combination, I think it was him and Chris, if I'm right, but they did really well. I thought Shiny did a very good job. I thought all that was. I think I commentated with him first. I thought everyone did excellent, and that's another thing. It's like there's a lot of things involved. How should I say it? It's like it helps set up. It can help really set up a lot of people to grow in the community as well as they take on different tasks, like maybe commentating or helping organize an event that they may not necessarily do in an online setting. So these LANs, locals, regionals, major LANs, all very important parts of the sort of ecosystem of a game's life, a game's health. So huge shout outs to Andrew, Delta, all the Gator Lan crew. I think it was Thomas. Let me see if I can get it right. I can remember I put that at the shirt on. It was Andrew, Delta, Thomas, otherwise known as Otherberry, who was playing on our team, Chris Dawson, who was Tally. I think they were all the ones with at least the crew shirts, and of course Max from GeForce Gaming for setting it up. It was an awesome event. I loved going to it. Hopefully we can see some more events there in Florida. I think we have a really strong scene, actually. A lot of really good players, and a lot of that can even potentially grow even further. So I'm excited to see what happens in our scene. Hopefully we can even take on the. I'm trying to think what the strongest scene is at the moment in Splatoon in terms of like local talent. It may be New York, which is a really big, concentrated area of a lot of people. But I think we can take them on. All right, guys. I think that's it for the Splat Report. Like I said, check out the descriptions. I will link the video you can see us, first attempts at commentary. Be sure to leave some tips if you see them. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Sure to like, subscribe, comment, or comment on the video. Let me know what you have, some questions. Oh, that's right, I do have some questions, or at least a comment from the previous video. All right, so it was Gray Wolfy Wolf who commented, same guy, if you change your IGN, your old IGN will show up on Splatnet until you play that rotation with your new IGN. So I guess he's trying to say that the $20 guy, or God Slash, I forget what other name he was using now, was basically the same person, which is honestly a good thing. I would rather only have one person be hacking. I don't think there's a lot of hackers on this game right now. So it's just one guy trying to mess things up. Haven't seen anything else since, thankfully. So hopefully that's the last that we'll be seeing of hackers for a while now. All right. Thank you for your comment. And that's it for the Splat Report. I'll see you later.